Okay, so this is video 1 of bathroom remodel. As you can tell, everything is gutted besides what can't be gutted, which would be bathtub, toilet, and that sink because it's got a silicone molding around there. But the cabinet is off, the mirror is off. As you can see where they had that. I got all the holes patched up and filled and sanded. So yeah, the only holes you're going to see that are not filled are the ones that actually screw the mirror back on and that screw the cabinet back on. But you can see how bright the paint is behind where that was. You can see how much the paint has taken on some cigarette smoke and stuff. This stuff will be behind the cabinet, so I'm not really worried about that. But right now I'm just wiping around the trim, that way my tape will stick, and just kind of cleaning up some of the dust that came from me sanding off all that jazz. But we will be going with a beautiful 1950s colored teal. Get that to focus there. Yeah, it's kind of like a nice little teal color. I think it'll make this bathroom pop. But yeah, that's what it looks like right now. Next time you'll see it, it'll have the first coat on and everything taped up and all that stuff, just so we can make sure we don't get any teal on that white trim. So, peace out, Girl Scouts. Alright, part 2 of the bathroom renovation. I am done masking off things and getting everything off. Tell the floor's all covered up with nice paper and stuff like that. I got the sink top and some of the toilet and some of the bathtub. But I'm going to be painting the ceiling first because it's very inconsistent and rather gnarly looking. So I'm going to do that. That way if I get any white on the sides whenever I paint that teal color, it'll just cover it up. So hopefully the texture of this paint isn't different or whatever. Hopefully it doesn't have any texture to it. I don't think it should, because I didn't order it that way. But yeah, got the all the trim taped off, and I'm gonna go around everything first with a brush and then start on the walls. So let's get to it. Alright, part 3. I have the first layer of white paint on the ceiling. It looks pretty good. In person it looks good. The lighting in here is shitty because that's hanging all fucking weird. But yeah, that's why I wanted to do that first, because you can see I got a lot on the walls. And I'm going to be a little bit more tedious when I'm painting the walls in the teal color. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked. I might use some of this white paint that was on the ceiling for the trim if I have enough left after doing the kitchen, which needs that most. That's why I only did one layer on this. It's just to kind of just make it brighter, and then I'm going to use the rest of it for in the kitchen, because the kitchen, look at the ceiling, look at that crap. It's a bunch of nasty spots, very inconsistent. Lot of, yeah, you just tell it's very inconsistent. So that's where a lot of my ceiling paint's gonna go, is to this. I'm gonna do hopefully two layers on this, maybe 3. You never know. But we'll get to that in a different episode, which will be the obvious kitchen repair redo. But yeah. Oh gosh. I'll wait for that to dry, and then I'll start to go around everything with the brush with the color. I would show you what the paint color looks like whenever I get to that. So, hang tight. Alright, here is the paint color. As you can see, it's a very, very beautiful bluish color. Just hoping that this it is just Sexy. So, I'm gonna go ahead and stir this up with a stick, put it in there, and then we'll start on our trim around, you know, so we can get her all squared away. Alright folks, here we are with the next step. I got painted around all the ceiling, around the windows, trims. Just finished up behind the bathtub, around that area, and behind the toilet, along the bottoms, around the sink. Make sure I watch where I'm stepping so I don't step in paint. Got right there. Obviously first coat with all brushwork. So yeah, because my roller is pretty wide, it won't fit in those areas. So I had to use my brush. When it gets completely dry, then I'll have to go over it again, which is something I'm dreading because that really wore myself out there. My wrist wore out. Yeah, that's what it looks like dry. Darker, but it looks quite good. In person, it looks a lot better. It's brighter in person. It makes it look kind of, let me see if I can turn this light over here. Yeah. See, it's more pale than, like, see how dark it got there? Yeah. That's a hell of a lot better. So, on to the next step. Using the roller and getting the walls. And I'll show you guys what that looks like. Alright, after a couple minutes or so of it letting the first coat dry, it's looking more consistent, obviously. It looks a hell of a lot better. The tape is still on everything because I got to do a second coat, which I'm preparing to do right now. Yet again, I got to do the brushing around the trim, smaller areas such as there, you know, stuff like that. And then I'll be able to get the roller on the walls and get a second coat on there. This stuff actually does good coverage. It's not looking too bad, yet the lighting isn't too good in here, which actually plays in my favor. I do have, let's get this light turned around so it looks, see, there's more pale. The far left of the screen, that's what it actually looks like, but whenever you get it, the light hanging a freaking way, it looks all greenish, really green. It's really not that green. It's more like that right there. Nice pale blue, like robin egg kind of color. But yeah, this camera doesn't do a very good justice. It's got like a strange hue to it. But yeah, it's what we're looking like now. I'll have to take some more of that white paint out and touch up where I accidentally got some of this blue on some of the white on the ceiling. I got some right there. And I think I got some of the trim right there as well. And yeah, I'm gonna, whenever I get the tape off, I'll go ahead and get a brush out and get that white, fix that shit. And then we'll take everything off, clean up a little bit, put some things back, and show you the finished result. I think the hardest thing to get back up is gonna be that cabinet. It's gonna be a pain in the whisker biscuits, but I gotta clean that tub. That looks horrible. That's where I'm stepping in there. But I love these old clawfoot tubs. There would be a better light in here, but clawfoot tubs. Bueno. Alright guys, we are at the final step here. I touched up the white that I needed to touch up. I got everything cleaned up. No more tape, no more paper. I just swept I got to still clean that out, but I'm gonna have to stand in there to reattach the curtain railing there, so that's why I have not cleaned that out yet. But like I said, the if I bring up the brightness, we can kind of get a good gist of how this paint's actually looking. I got the light fixture put in, and yeah, it's looking a hell of a lot better. I have to reinstall the plates. I think I have some new ones laying around, so I'm gonna try and find those and put those on. I repainted the trim on that because it was kind of mixed matched with the color white. So did the same with the window. Redid that white as well. Ceiling is all white. That's like a flap right there. That's what it's casting a shadow. So that's not paint up there. But yeah, let me go ahead and get everything installed, and then I'll come back and show you guys what it looks like after everything's put back in. Alright folks, it's the end of the road for this bathroom. So look at that. Got some new towels to match. It has some of the nice 70s look and color. Went ahead and put a Coca-Cola sign in here just because it was piquing my interest. New knobs. Popping. A lot of chrome in this bathroom, which is really dope. I even got this chrome panel for the light switch. Looks good, huh? Got my little baskets, my new rug. I actually got my freaking thing up there, which is a pain in the ass. It's got the same knobs as the sink. I picked these up at Ollie's today because they got like this teal in it and stuff. You got color right there. It's really close to this, and I figured if there's one color in there it matches this paint, then this automatically works, and it does. Just throws it in a really cool direction. That way you can have any kind of color in here, you know, and it works. And the rug's like a grayish. On the camera it looks brown, but it's definitely a grayish. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate it, and happy painting, I guess.